Preseason All-American misses.
See an extended zone trap here from Washington, trying to switch up the defenses.
Bilodeau, the hot hand early, misses the jumper, but a foul underneath. That is going to go against Washington. Aday Mara, Rice transfer.
I think it's a good time to mention that Washington is shorthanded and will continue to be so for a couple of weeks, as Frank Kepnong, the 7-footer, played just been in and out of the lineup basically his entire career. Had minor knee surgery. They have no timetable for when he'll be back, but they hope it'll be in the next couple of weeks. This is a smaller Washington team because of it.
Bilodeau somehow gets out of the trap in the corner. Clark misses the three up top, deep in the shot clock. Good defensive stand for Washington. Huskies have played good defense this year. They're just going against the best defensive team in the country. Space on the right side. Missed everything. Dylan Andrews. Leading returning score and a tip jam. Aday Mara.
The tallest player on the floor, the second tallest player in the Big Ten Conference, second to Daniel Jacobson at Purdue, who's out for the year. He is so long.
Osibor with the dish and a finish inside. Aday Mara earning that one.
Trent, you know, if you press and you break that press, now Washington's going to be playing basically a fast break from half court. Here's the missed shot from Dylan Andrews and Aday Mara. There's no block off on that weak side. And right here, he's got all the tricks. He is not a burner. He's not a guy that's going to win a foot race today, but he's got tremendous feel as a big player, and he's got a floater in that mid-range, so if you make him a score, he can do that. But I think the best thing that Great Osibor does is pass on the move.
He's a winning player. And we talk about Danny Sprinkle going to the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row with 2 different programs. Well, Great Osibor has been to the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row with 2 different programs.
It's a 1-3-1 look with Beckway, number 24 in purple, in the middle, trying to be a big body.
Beckway hasn't gotten a whole lot of minutes coming into this game. 3-ball missed up top by Andrews. Gets a second chance at it. Mid-range, no.
He's aggressive. I like it from Dylan Andrews. Kind of having to adjust a little bit to a new role as Dylan Andrews. Last year led the team with 13 points per game, and now just 8 points a game. The shot attempts are down, so he's having to make the most of his limited role. This is a deeper team, of course.
Osibor trying to split the defenders. Bilodeau the takeaway. Up ahead to Mack. Gets it knocked out of his hands. Well defended by Mason. So one turnover leads to another. Now Diallo trying to save it for Washington. Osibor has the ball. And you know when he has the basketball. Beckway underneath. Mara with the swat. Still alive. Andrews with that new roll, rolls it in for 2.
And because Great Osibor was sucked away from the basket, he was afraid of leaving Tyler Bilodeau in the corner. That allowed that wide open driving lane. That's why it's so important to have shooters on the floor to space the defense.
Another takeaway for UCLA. Bilodeau to Andrews. Andrews missed the lay-in. Bilodeau picks it up, puts it in, and gets a chance for 3.
I think Dylan Andrews is trying to stat pad a little bit, get Tyler Bilodeau some offensive rebounds opportunities. But right here, the defense really, I mean, that was just a lost ball by DJ Davis of Washington. And right here, easiest and one that Tyler Bilodeau is going to have all season. A really nice start for Bilodeau.
He gets this free throw, he'll already be in double figures. There you go. 10 points for Bilodeau. And coming into this game, Casey, you just kind of wonder with this UCLA team, You talk about the depth, you talk about the defense. Who is that point guy? Who is that guy you need a score you can count on? So far, at least tonight, Bilodeau looks like that answer.
Yeah, it has been Bilodeau, but what's interesting is the last 6 games for UCLA, they've had a different guy lead them in scoring, which is a good thing and can be argued as a bad thing as well. Somebody needs to be at the top of that totem pole. Also interesting, the last 5 games for UCLA, 5 different assist leaders. Again, I know I'm a broken record, folks, but this is a very deep team, and they can share it, but like as a fan, you do want to know who's our main go-to guy. Well, UCLA hasn't played a close game in 3 weeks.
In the corner, Mason. No. Mara's been very active in this game. Sets up some space for Sky Clark, but missed it.
If there was one guy that Mick Cronin would handpick to have a good shooting night for UCLA, it would be number 55 in white, Sky Clark. He's a better shooter than his numbers have indicated so far. He does everything else on the defensive end. They would just like him to get going and find a rhythm.
Bilodeau leading this UCLA team, and they have a 4-point edge right now. DJ Davis, the SoCal native, misses top of the circle.
DJ Davis, UC Irvine fans are obviously familiar with him. He played last year at Butler, and now he's finishing off in Washington.
Missed by Mack. Osibor trying to lead the break.
Oh, he does it often. I would say half the fast break opportunities for Washington have been led by great. He's got a mismatch here. Sky Clark in the post. Get it to him. There it is.
Back to Davis over the 7-3. Mara is a miss. Davis was a 40% three-point shooter. You mentioned it. UC Irvine outstanding from 3. Struggled a little bit more last year going to the Big East and Paul.
Yeah, he's struggled, as well as the Huskies. They've been one of the worst shooting teams in the country so far. Coming into tonight's game, Trent, Washington shooting just 26% from the three-point arc as a team, just 64% from the line, and they've been playing some teams that haven't really been able to punish them for it. But that's not going to be the case here at Pauley Pavilion.
Yeah, nothing like trying to get your offense sparked by having to face UCLA and Mick Cronin's team. Good luck with that. Sebastian Mack has the basketball right now for the Bruins. Zara Stefanovic found a little bit of a seam and got to the bucket and laid it in.
A defensive mistake there by Bakai Mason, who was anticipating that Lazar was going to come off into the middle using that ball screen. And you got to be straight up there, keep the ball in front. Interesting here against the length. What does Osipor do?
Stopped by Mara. And that's a travel, so a turnover. All started with that defense from Mara underneath.
Yeah, really interesting because obviously the length, 7'3", and Great Osipor does not want to shoot jumpers. Like if he were a good mid-range shooter, he could do a step back right there and maybe create some space, but he's trying to go into the tall tree. Hey, Mara doesn't play a lot of minutes for Mick Cronin, just 10 minutes a game so far, but when he's in there, he makes a huge impact.
Third tallest player in college basketball, Stefanovic, makes it a 10-0 run for UCLA.
Another guy who has adjusted to a new role with all the new help coming in. Lazar Stefanovic barely ever came off the floor last year.
Osibor, no good underneath.
Looking for a foul there. Thought it was a good no call.
Stefanovic really a selfless basketball player. Sebastian Mack misses it strong and then gets the offensive rebound. Stefanovic trying to make it a personal 7-0 run. Mara down low, fights through traffic and scores.
And Danny Sprinkle called the timeout. He's upset with the officials and with his team. One of the things that he said, the keys to
Sprinkle, spend time with him, and you're seeing some of that dividends pay off tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're that tall, I think the #1 thing is stay healthy, right? You want to put on strength, you want to put on some weight, but make sure that this young man is healthy and that's the top priority. Look at Osipor does not want to face up Mara and shoot that mid-range jumper.
Huskies need a bucket in the worst way. Not going to happen here.
I think Mara's going to get extended minutes with the way that he's been bothering Great Osobor. As I say that, Tyler Bilodeau's now probably going to check in for him. There we go.
Mara trying to show those post moves. I was ready for the Kareem sky hook right there. Clark, turnaround with 6 to shoot to miss. Harris down low to Osobor. Daly nearly tied him up. Mara fouls Osobor. He'll go to the line for 2. But Washington trying to end a scoring drought that's approaching 6 minutes, and they've missed 8 of the last 9 shots.
Mick Cronin is so upset at Mara for getting the foul here. It's just so hard, though. Look at Osobor and the way he uses his elbows to kind of grind out that space. He forces the officials to call something. And Mara hasn't played against a player like Great Osobor before. He's done a fantastic job. I think he's got a little bit tired on that last possession.
And that may have been the case, but that is an extended run for Mara, certainly. And Mick Cronin seeing this as an opportunity.
Line and let Bilodeau just kind of massage that area, see if they bring in a secondary help defensive player.
Harris makes a couple of free throws for Washington as the team 7 of 9 from the line. They have struggled from the free throw line on the season coming into tonight's game.
1-3-1 defensive look. We saw it in the first half. It did bother the rhythm and flow of UCLA. There you go.
Speaking of rhythm and flow, Sky Clark dials long range, hits it. Just a third three of the night for UCLA.
Yeah, and he's just 4 for 18 from 3 on this young season. Sky Clark, number 55 in white, is a menace on the defensive end, but man, they would like him to find some confidence and rhythm on the offensive end to complete that thing.
The Louisville transfer averaging only 5 points a game this season for a player that was the second leading scorer last year at Louisville. LA native coming back home, just hit a big 3. Harris, 10 to shoot. Iheanacho still dribbling with it. It's the freshman Diallo, and it gets taken away.
Yeah, I heard that. There was an inadvertent whistle. The players stopped. I don't know if you could hear it when you were watching it on television, folks, but there was an inadvertent, just a very quick whistle, and it was an accidental whistle. Watch it here. Listen. Right there.
Yep. So they may end up putting a second or 2 back on the shot clock here. Maybe go to about 5. And that's what they're going to take a look at. That. Yeah, that whistle loud and clear. Certainly altered the play.
So that time it was the ball handler, number 9 in purple, Zoom Diallo, the very impressive freshman. However, he has yet to make a 3 on the season. He's 0 for 5, and UCLA defensively knows that. You're going to short close out and make him prove that he can beat you from deep.
They're not going to put any more time on the clock. Meanwhile, 3 at the buzzer was missed by Harris.
That ball's got to go into Bilodeau. He was open in the post.
Andrews pull-up no.
Your best player is posted up on the block where he's most likely a bucket. He's got to get the ball every time.
Osobor and Mara. The help comes now Harris. Osobor trying to battle down the 7-3. Mara and does, using that strength.
He's going right at the midsection of Mara's jersey, like where the number 15 underneath UCLA, and when he's making contact, Mara's folding like a chair, right? Like one of those beach chairs.
Kobe Johnson's first points of this ball game, a right corner 3. That's put the Bruins up by 9 here. A little less than 2.5 minutes into the second half.
Watch Great Osobor go right into the chest of Mara. Watch Mara's body just fold like that. And that created the space, but a really nice ball movement, you overload one side of the floor, you come back to the other, and Kobe Johnson gets a much-needed one.
Osobor, perfect pass underneath, and a slam for Breitenbach.
If you play with a player like Osobor, learn to become a good cutter, as he'll find you.
Third assist of the night for great Osobor. Andrews is trying to get it down low to Bilodeau. Now running the floor, Harris up ahead. Harris through two defenders gets hit. He's going to earn some free throws here.
Now watch Osobor. They're going to put him at the top a lot, and he can go into a dribble handoff, but he's catching it with his eyes up. And look at the floor space. That entire blue space is empty, and Mara, he doesn't know who he's guarding. Wilhelm Breitenbach, who can shoot threes, intelligently cuts to the basket before Mara could even get there.
Breitenbach was part of that hard collision early in the first half, so good to see him back on the floor and contributing. Now a free throw made by Tyler Harris. Tyler Harris. We got off to a bit of a sluggish start to this game, but has picked it up. 8.6 rebounds. That's just a 5-point game. Every time you think UCLA is going to pull away, Washington's had an answer.
They really have. It hasn't been like very pretty either. And in fact, you could describe it as ugly, but they're making timely baskets, getting to the foul line enough to make UCLA sweat. The pressure's on the Bruins here at home as the game goes along.
Kobe Johnson fouled. You think about, I mean, this is a conference game now. I mean, this is, you played the 7 games early on. There's going to be more non-conference games to follow. But if you're one of these West Coast teams that you know you're going to have to play all these Big Ten schools back in the Midwest and East, you got to try to find wins. If you're UCLA, this is one that you got to have certainly. This is a game you got to win.
Yeah, you got to protect your home court too, most importantly, right? Last year, when UCLA was one of the youngest teams in the country, they just went 9-7 here at Pauley Pavilion.
Sebastian Mack left it short. Rebound comes off to Osobor. Both bigs a little slow to get up. Osobor coast to coast gets hit, and he will get some free throws, and that is the kind of play that I'm sure Mick Cronin not thrilled about, to allow those foul shots for Osobor.
He talked to his team about this. Osobor, don't reach here. Sky Clark, Sky Clark needs to be in front of the ball, not behind or on the side. You reach in with 2 hands. Referee has no choice but to call that.
Osobor, who has been filling up box scores all season, now with 7 points. He's second leading scorer for Washington tonight. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, but you mentioned the 4 turnovers early.
He's had a problem with turnovers the last couple of years. As good as great Osobor has been, and he's been great to his name. And one thing, he's basically assist to turnover ratio is 1-to-1. Every assist he gets, he turns the ball over. It's been the same way this year.
Splits the free throws. Answering on the other end, Dylan Andrews.
Man, that looked easy, right? It's almost like, why can't he do that every time? So Mick's over there like, guys, easy game.
This is his second made shot tonight. 4 points for Andrews. Underneath Breitenbach, that's going to be a tie-up. Arrow belongs to Washington, so it'll be the Huskies that get it when we come back.
And Dylan Andrews, the third-year junior, just taking what the defense gives. Drop coverage, greatest sport drop. Invitational. But Gonzaga, you know, they want to speed the tempo up, and they want that game to be in the 80s.
And just about as big of a game as you're going to find in Southern California. Osobor nearly brought the house down, missed it. Harris' second chance. That one's no good either.
Osobor was not even close to dunking that ball. Like, seriously, not even close. That was more for show than anything.
Well, he's about to get the 4th look of this possession for the Huskies. And threw it away.
There's the sloppy, the casual nature that he. But yeah, let's take another look at this dunk and tell me, is he about a foot away from dunking that ball? I mean, not close. I mean, you got all net on that, like hand grabbing the net.
He showed the hops he's got.
Now he's going to text all his buddies like, hey, you guys saw me almost dunk on the hole.
If I didn't get hit, I would get you for sure.
Look at Bilodeau and how hard he's posting up.
Mack, what a step to the bucket and scores. Oh, my.
Oh, what a screen.
Possible. Passes it right to Kobe Johnson, who was hanging out in the passing lane. Up ahead, Bilodeau now. That's a travel. Not a hit with an offensive foul anyway, but a walk and a turnover. Huskies get it back.
I'm curious to see if Danny Sprinkle's going to take Great Osibor out just for a breather and kind of reset. Looks like he's going to leave his big man in there. But 2 consecutive turnovers. And sometimes you just need to sit on the bench to get back to how you play. Well, Washington needs something here. Watch DJ Davis, number 4 in purple, is in the corner of the top of your screen. He's a guy that can change the outlook of this game right now for Washington with his ability to shoot.
Courtright launching from the left side, missed everything, but an offensive rebound and put back Tyler Harris. Harris starting to come alive a little bit here in this second half for Washington. He's got 10.
If you built a 3 guard in a laboratory, they look a lot like Tyler Harris.
Kobe Johnson with space. Bank not open late night here in Westwood. Louis Courtright, who's been limited in his role in this game. Breidenbach will fire from 3 and get it. Just like that, it's a 1-possession game.
That's what the 3-point shot will do, especially on the road. It's the most dangerous weapon in basketball, and it can erase a deficit in a hurry. And I thought that DJ Davis had a chance to shoot it. He makes the extra pass for his teammate Breidenbach.
13 to shoot. Bilodeau begging for it. Draws the double and turn it over. Courtright shot fake. And he traveled. Tried to find an excellent shooter in DJ Davis.
Really nice ball movement for Washington. And watch number 4, DJ Davis, could have had an open shot instead. He passes it to his power forward, the Southern California native. Nothing but net. Kind of a funny looking shot, but it goes in. Need a little bit more of that if you're Washington. But don't get discouraged. Continue to take the open threes. Just don't force it.
Mack goes into the lumberjack that is Breidenbach, and he gets called for the foul, so 2 free throws coming.
Sebastian Mack may not be the most skilled player on the floor, but I tell you what, he's probably the hardest to guard because of the force, the speed at which he comes off of this curl screen. He goes right into the chest of Breidenbach, who's like, man, I'm trying to get out of the way. Sebastian Mack won't let you get out of the way.
See Mack, excellent on the season at the stripe, but tonight's been a bit of a struggle. Missed 3 of his first 5, gets that one to drop.